guys. Sorry. Social distancing.
Yeah.
Move that way.
Mr. Cummings, Newts from Newts News. Could you confirm that it was in fact Boris Johnson in your car travelling to County Durham, not your son? Is that in fact Boris's helmet you're carrying under the cover of a child's bike? Mr. Cummings, was it Boris Johnson with you and your wife on a secret trip to County Durham and Barnard Castle? Was Boris hiding in the boot of your car? I flew into London to interview Boris Johnson and Dominic Cummings, having discovered something no one else seems to have considered. Boris Johnson, Dominic Cummings and Dominic's wife were in fact allegedly desperate to get out of London and to spend a secret few days together under the cover of isolation. I spent some time in the garden of Number 10 with Dominic and with a link inside Number 10 where I spoke to the Prime Minister. If I can start with you, Prime Minister, how do you describe my recent discovery of your close relationship with Dominic Cummings and his wife?
A catastrophe in my lifetime.
Having admitted the relationship, are you feeling much better?
Overwhelmingly.
If I can just turn to you, Dominic, is that how you feel?
I don't agree. I think that's not...
You don't agree?
No, I don't.
Prime Minister, having some emotional feelings as you do for Dominic and his wife, but can we now move on with the COVID emergency, put this whole affair behind us?
We cannot move forward.
Sorry to cut you off, Prime Minister, but if I can just turn back to Dominic, is this behaviour what you'd expect of what your best friend would do, perhaps?
I think it's reasonable to say that other people would have behaved differently in different ways in this whole situation.
Sorry, Dominic, could you tell us exactly when the Prime Minister was outside with you and your wife?
Ended up pulling in by the side of the road by a river on the outskirts of town. And my wife and I discussed it and said, okay.
Sorry, Dominic, are you saying all three of you went down on a trip to the river? When you arrived, what did the Prime Minister actually do?
He jumped out with my wife.
Back up, back up, back up.
Again, sorry, Prime Minister, would it be fair to say that you have fulfilled all of your ambitions when it comes to Dominic Cummings and his wife, and it's now time to end the lockdown?
We have by no means fulfilled all of them. And so, no, this is not the time simply to end the lockdown this week.
So, Dominic, looking back on your decision to jump in a car with your boss and your wife, do you think it was a good idea?
I was having to weigh all of these things up and make a decision in a very short period of time.
And again to you, Prime Minister, do you have any advice for the world on how to go about undertaking a romantic getaway with your most trusted employee and his missus?
So you should avoid public transport if at all possible.
Dominic, don't you think you could have gone about revealing this love tryst in some other way?
I am not introducing an element of discretion or judgment.
Wow. Well, thank you both for your time. And if you would indulge me just for one moment, Prime Minister, could I please ask you to channel Winston Churchill if he was leading the country at this time?
We must stay alert, control the virus, and save lives.
Well, thanks to everyone, both in London and Australia, and I'll be travelling home now with, there's quite a scoop I have here.
Thank you very much.